Okay, can you all see my screen? Can you all see my
Yes,
screen?
please.
Okay,
Yes,
so that's good. So let's start. Yeah, how's everybody doing? How are you all doing?
You're fine. We're good.
we are doing fine.
Okay,
We're good.
you're making some progress with your applications. Yeah. Hello. You're making some progress with your applications.
Yes, we are.
Okay, that's good. So
Yes, sir.
basically today, I wanted us to just look at some interview questions because I think that's where we're headed to now. I know a couple of you here already have interviews. I know a guy, he's done, he's gotten the job already. He's going for his visa next week. He's not on our group, but he's on part of the mentorship general group. I knew like two people from here, I think 4 from here for interviews. So I think we should start getting ready for interview. I think that should be the next logical thing to do. So I think 2 weeks ago, we did these first 6 ones. So we're not going to repeat it. Right? We're going to go to the new ones, to the new questions. So I'm going to like raise up scenarios. I'm going to call people random to just tell me what they think and how they're going to respond to this. Okay, so who wants to be the first? Who wants to be the first? Who wants to be the first? Nobody. Okay, let me call somebody then.
To visit Prague with a large contingent of Nigerian business community towards the level of trade between
somebody's mic is on.
President Muhammadu Buhari and his counterparts from Ethiopia, South Africa, and Nigeria, under the auspices of the G4, have resolved to strengthen the
somebody's mic is on.
Issues confronting the African continent. The G4 platform.
Oh, good. So Juliet, you don't want to say anything? Okay. Esther.
Let me go first, if you don't mind.
Okay, who's this? Who's speaking?
This is Fabulous.
Oh, Fabulous. Okay, that's fine. Fabulous. Okay, so we have a patient in the care home, and let's say a 74-year-old woman, dementia, and say she has some other medical problems. Okay, and now the brother-in-law walks into the hospital and demands to get more information about your patients. Are you going to divulge that information to the brother-in-law?
The brother-in-law, of course, the first thing to do from my own personal experience is to check if he's listed as immediate family to the patient. If he's listed, then I'll have to proceed to ask the patient if she is comfortable sharing her medical history with the patient. And of course, if he's very angry, I will try to calm him down first. That's most likely the best thing to do. Calm him down, try to make him understand that the patient is the one that makes the ultimate decision about their health, and they decide to share it with. So basically what I would do, like I said, is to check brother-in-law is not like a brother. So you have to check whether that woman, the patient in particular, wants her history to be, disclosed to the brother-in-law, of course.
Okay, then, good one. Okay, yeah. So who agrees with Fabulous, Dr. Fabulous? Who agrees? if you agree, can you just, okay, I'll call 3 people randomly and then tell me if they agree or not. Akinade, do you agree with Fabulous? Yes or no?
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Okay. Esther, do you agree with Fabulous?
No, I don't.
Okay. Fabulous, you have enemies, or Chioma, do you agree with Fabulous? Chioma, she's not there. Okay.
I'm here. Oh.
Okay. Do you agree with Fabulous?
No, I don't.
Okay. Let me ask you, why don't you agree with Fabulous?
Because you have to keep patient secrets. You have no right to share it with anybody.
But remember, she said she would go and ask the patient if it's okay for her to divulge the information. Remember, she said that.
Okay.
So do you still think she's wrong?
Well,
It was
to
a
me,
broad answer. It was not a one sentence. First, I'm checking the file of the patient. After checking the file of the patient to know if he is listed. If it's not listed, I might not even have to go into much conversation. Then I'll go back to my patient. Look at who is here. Look at the relationship he has with you. Look at what he's asking. Are you okay with it? I don't know what else to do.
Okay,
That's
no worry.
it.
No, Fabulous. Don't. Nobody's
Doctor,
attacking you.
let me answer.
It's learning. We are learning. We're all trying to understand and brainstorm on what is the best response. There's no right or wrong
I'm
answer
trying
to
to
this.
clarify my answer. So because somebody is saying that it's a confidentiality something. I did not say I'm going to tell anybody anything. It's a
No,
process.
Fabulous.
1, 2, 3.
Don't take it. See, it doesn't matter. Even if that's what you said, it's okay. The most important thing is the learning process. It's not about being right or being wrong. Okay.
I don't want to be misquoted. That's just it.
Nobody's going to misquote you. We're just trying to. It's a learning process, like I said. Okay. So don't worry. Okay. Yeah. So, Fabulous made some point. Going to discuss with the patient, taking some sort of consent to be able to divulge the patient's personal information. Here we call it nest of kin. Really, that's what we call it here, or patient relative, as you can know it back home. It's the same thing. So yes, it is permissible here. You can actually discuss. You can discuss patient's information with if patients have given the go ahead. But if they did not give a go ahead, you do not do that. Okay, you do not do that. So you can ask them, is it okay if I discuss this with your daughter? Or is it okay if I discuss it with your son? Is it okay I discuss this with this? You say, yes, please go ahead and tell them. So most of them will tell you, please go ahead and tell them. But the trick question here is, your patient has dementia. So I don't know if you understand anything about dementia, anybody. The patient has dementia. So it means they can't even give you the consent in the first place because they don't know anything about themselves.
Yeah, so I just came in, but from what you just explained, I was just going to say, in a case where the patient actually has dementia, I think you have to look for the next of kin to explain things to them, honestly, because they don't actually remember or know anything about their health. And if it has to do with something for their own benefit, you should actually discuss with their relatives.
So you see the trick. So be careful how they ask you questions. If the patient has dementia, it changes everything. It means they don't have capacity. They don't have the capacity to give any consent or to even tell you, okay, go ahead and discuss my patient. So usually most patients will have the next of kin in their file. So usually before you do anything, you discuss with the next of kin and take a consent from them. So you have to update the next of kin because they're the ones that are logical, that know anything about the patient. Sometimes some patients even have what we call letter power of attorney, so someone else can stand in their stead. But don't worry about all those details. I just wanted to bring this up so you understand. If the patient has capacity to give consent, do not divulge a patient's information unless the patient gives you an express consent to do that. If they say, I don't want my information to be discussed, even with the husband, do not discuss. That's the point. If they have dementia, they have things incapacitated, they usually have a next of kin. Then those ones should be told about the patient's updates. Okay. So basically, that was also about that question. So I hope we all got that. So another thing I could ask you is about your dignity of a patient. You know, they could just talk about, say you're giving the patient a bed bath, for instance. And what are the things you should do to protect the dignity of the patient? So something like that, you can just say, okay, you can draw in the curtains. You know, sometimes you have some of the hospitals, most of the beds are private rooms, you understand, but like in the district hospitals and the general hospitals, they have a general ward. So you can have 4 or 5 people. So it's not like the ones in Nigeria where you can have 60 people in the ward. Yeah, usually cubicles. So each of the cubicles, you have 1, 2, 3, about 4 or 5 beds in each of them, 4 or 5 beds. But they usually have a curtain, so you can have some sort of privacy in them. And so that's one thing you can do. So cover, make sure the place is covered during your bed bath, so as to provide some dignity for your patients. Okay, I also have another question. Let me ask the guys. I think the girls the ladies have been talking. Let's grab the guys. So who's the guy here now? And this when they want to look for guys now, everybody will just disappear. Okay, Adebo Kolade. Are you there? Are you there?
Sorry.
Adebo Kolade. He has disappeared. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I thought you ran. Okay. Now, you're doing your normal routine care for your patient on the ward, or on the ward, on the care home or something, and you notice a pressure sore. I don't know. You have medical background. I hope you understand the pressure sore is like an ulcer, and usually you find it on the buttocks. So you notice a pressure sore. What will you do? Sorry.
No.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
No.
Okay, I'll call someone else.
No.
Okay, I will call somebody else.
No.
Let me call someone else. Where's everybody? Okay, Akorede Kausara. Not here. Infinix Hot 10 play. Infinix.
Okay. Is it Omotolani? Am I?
I don't know, but what I'm seeing here is Infinix. Maybe it's
Okay.
Omotolani. Yeah, okay. So what will you do?
Okay. I thought you said what is pressure sore? And
Sorry?
if I notice it, okay. The question is, if I notice a pressure sore, what do I do?
Yes.
As healthcare assistant, I would like to go limit myself within my boundary. So I would draw the attention of my superior, which is a nurse.
Of the who?
Care of. I would draw the attention of my superior, which is the nurse I'm working on there, to get to see the wound. And I want to believe they are in better position to do the management of that pressure sore. Then I will carry out whatever instruction I'm being given by my superior, because I have to work within my limit. So I wouldn't want to do anything outside what I'm not being instructed on. So subsequently, I will do the needful as I'm being instructed.
I would advise you doing interviews, say the answer, put a few lines and understand. So you don't keep dragging and dragging, getting to some person, because you might start saying things and saying things and saying things and saying things, and you're repeating yourself.
Okay.
Yes, you got it very correctly. You understand? You get the next person, which is a nurse. And why I'm putting this question, why this question is very important is some of you have very advanced degrees, some of you have experiences. Remember, you're working as a healthcare assistant, so do not try to do things that are beyond that. Nobody will pay you extra money for doing it. If you do anything that's beyond the scope of what you should do, you probably get some very bad reviews. Okay, so the next first thing you do is let the nurse know that I need this test. Please, can you come take a look? Now, if you're on the ward and you didn't find the nurse, you're looking for her, you can't find the nurse in charge, or you're in the home care, you can't find a nurse, or let's say you're in the hospital, you can't find a nurse. Who else can you ask? Can you find? Can you look for? They can answer that question in the interview. Moshood, I saw your hands raised, so it's time now.
Okay.
Moshood. Does it disappear? Okay. You're raising your hands a lot of time. So help us answer this question, please. No, there are no wrong or right answers. Don't feel bad, okay? Just we're all learning, we're all growing, yeah?
No problem.
So if that's sorry?
I said I'm with you. I'm listening. I'm here. I'm with you.
Okay. Can anybody give a guess? Can anybody guess?
Okay.
If you're on the ward, you've seen something.
The manager in charge.
Okay.
Sorry?
Or the nurse in charge. Okay, that should be the next question, the answer you should give. Okay. Look for the nurse in charge. Look for the someone that's more senior. So if you're in home care, look for someone that's more senior to the nurse and report it. Okay. Now the number 4 question here, they could ask you things on how do you prevent sleep trips and falls? So most of the patients here, most of the patients you'll be seeing are old people. Especially if you're in the care home, most of them are old people. So how do you prevent all these kind of things? This is like what they will ask you. So make sure the floor is not wet because they can sleep and fall. And usually they walk with a walking stick so they can very easily sleep. And the fall will fracture their hip or they'll hit their head on the floor and have some bleeding in the brain and that kind of thing. So you want to prevent that. Some things you can do is like put the wet sign. Make sure it's in place. So if things are wet and anything, you can help or you can call the cleaner. Then put the wet sign. So anybody coming around will know that something is wrong and so you take some care when you're walking there, you don't fall. Okay. Now, another question. If you're on the wall and you see a puddle of water on the wall, what will you do? Like you put lots of water on the wall, what will you do? Who wants to try? Actually, I don't call names. Does anybody want to try?
Hello?
Yes. So who is this? If you just say, please just say your name so we can know you. Who wants to?
Okay,
What's this, please?
I'm Choma.
Okay, Choma.
Yeah.
Choma, what will you do?
Okay, because I'm working as the healthcare assistant, and it's part of the work now, cleaning and making the place tidy. So if I see such thing, I think I have to clean it up.
That's the correct answer. If you're the first to see it, you must sort it out. Don't say I'll leave it and go and call someone, because instead of going to call someone, another patient might actually not see it and fall from that move. So, and these questions I had to speak with both healthcare assistants and I also spoke with even the interviewers, the employers themselves. And they gave me all these questions and the answer. So that was the answer. You understand? If you see it, you're the big ones responsible for it. Okay? So that's a very good response, I'm sure. So part of the things is oral care. They could ask you, what else can you do for your patient? You can say you can provide oral care to help them clean their mouth and that kind of stuff. So in case I ask that kind of question, you should be able to sort it out. Then another question they could ask is, if you go by the patient's bedside and you see a bowl containing vomit or anything like that, what will you do? Understand? Don't go and say you call the cleaner or something. No. You take care of it, you get rid of it. Make sure the bedside is tidy and that kind of stuff. They will ask a question like that. Okay. Then when it comes to feeding, they will ask you a question like when it's time for feeding, how can you really make sure the patients are, as in it's quite healthy for them. So one thing you can always say is, you can take them to the bathroom to help them, those that can walk, they can wash their hands. If they're really bed bound, you can use their alcohol or rub so they can rub Keep their hands clean before they go ahead and eat. Okay, and that's one thing. Now, some of you might not work in the hospital. Some of you might work. So if you do a vitals, so I think I should first of all ask. I don't know. Some of you might be medical inclined. So I will ask us a few questions. Does anybody want to tell us anything about the vital sign? What are the things you look out for in the vital sign? Can anybody hazard a guess?
Okay. Hello?
Yes. Who is talking, please? Introduce yourself.
Omotolani.
Sorry?
Omotolani.
Omotolani. Okay, please, you have the floor.
Yeah, okay. The vital signs, they include the temperature, checking the temperature, the patient's temperature, then the pulse rate, the respiratory rate, then the BP, that's the blood pressure of the patient. So if you check those vital signs and you observe that they are deranged, it is in my responsibility to call my superior, which is the nurse, to look into it.
That's fine. That's very correct answer. And some of you that are not medical, you might be a bit worried. Do not worry, okay? HCAs, one thing about the HCAs is that there's so many things and places where you can work. So many places. And this is not hard to learn, as in the checking the pulse, taking the temperature, checking the counting the pulse. And now everything is automated. You just tie it on your arm and it gives you everything. It gives you the pulse, the blood pressure, then you just take the temperature. So the key thing is to know what the normal range is. Right? You don't want 40, 90. You don't want the pulse to be more than 90. You don't want the temperature to be more than 37.8. Some people got slow at 37.5. You don't want the respiratory rate to be more than 20. But these are things you pick up with time. Okay, so don't panic if you don't understand what I'm saying. Don't panic. You can work in so many other places. But if you have a medical degree or background, you might end up working in the hospital or NHS. Sometimes you don't even need, it's not you that will check the stents. All you do is just record. That's what you're doing, just recording it. So the nurse will check and you just record it. In some other places, they might want you to do it if they see you have the capacity to. But in summary, if you see that it is deranged for whatever reason, please call the nurse, okay? She's a nurse, she's more like a direct superior. So just let her know your findings. So supposing you're just walking and you just peeped into the bathroom and you saw your patient unconscious, what will you do? Do I want to call somebody to try this? Or anybody who wants to try and guess the answer? Anybody wants to try?
Just you raise alarm, you contact the nurse, your superior, or your line manager to immediately raise alarm.
Exactly, that's the main thing. Call for help, yeah. Because it's not your capacity to do anything like CPR or assess them. That's not your responsibility. Responsibility is to make sure somebody knows that something bad has happened. To just call for help and call and raise the help, and that's what you need to do. Okay, so that's the right answer to that question. Now, number 11, if you're not in the NHS, you might struggle, but I will tell you, so you just note it down in case they ask, even though it's unlikely they will ask you that kind of question because you're not in the UK. So usually in the UK, when there's an emergency like this unconscious patients, there's a number you dial. Once you dial that number, everybody that can help will get a bleep. So something we call a bleep, like a small handle. For you guys, you will not have it, but like doctors, anesthetists, surgeons, they usually will have it with them, the medicine guys and all. So once you dial that number, everybody on call from over there and they'll start running down to the ward where the problem is happening. You see, and in the NHS, then that number is 2222. So 2 4 times. So if they ask you what is the number to trigger the emergency medical response team, let's say 2222. And that's the answer to that question. Okay. Yeah. So I think that this is like a summary of all the questions we have for today. And this is one we did the last time. So don't forget this. You can just go back and watch the video. Why do you want to be a healthcare assistant? What are the 3 positive or negative things about yourself? Okay. Another thing we ask you is, why do you want to work with us? So please always read about the care home or NHS. Read about the trust values, what the value that usually to be in the job description, trust values. Read about the NHS. You can say, I want to work with the hospital because of a good school for my kids to go to, or because if it's Manchester, you say, because I'm a Manchester United fan, I like to go watch football. Anything, there's no wrong answer. So you can say, I have a family that lives nearby and you want to stay here because, you can go see them easily. But read something about the hospital, or because you read about the hospital and you think it's nice and, give reasons. You see it on the internet, you just read. So for every interview, make sure you prepare yourself to know something about the hospital or care home that you're going to work with. Okay. Remember this question: if a family member is upset, what will you do? You try to talk to them, try to listen to them, try to calm them down. Yeah, so I think we went through this the last time, so I'll probably not run through this again. Yeah, so I think we are almost done here. So I don't know if there's any questions. At least from around this we discussed today. Any questions? Let's see.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Concerning the person you said that got job.
Yeah.
Did he pass IELTS? Did they require IELTS for that
Yes,
job?
you don't need IELTS for the job. You need IELTS for your visa. Don't mix things up. IELTS is not needed for the job. IELTS is needed for the visa. For us, for instance, the doctors and nurses and all, we probably need IELTS, not just for the visa, but we also need it for the job to present. They're very particular about the job. But for you guys, generally, IELTS is basically, or NARIC is basically for your visa. Not necessarily for the job. They could ask you, but the key thing is for the visa. Okay? But I would advise, get all you need as soon as possible because opportunities can come quickly. And it's only those that are ready that will move. If you're not ready, you just keep and you'll be slow. That's my point. Most more people are getting into these things. A lot of people are getting more information, spreading, not just in Nigeria. I don't think it's only Nigerian supplying. Every part of Africa, Bangladesh, India. India has 1.2 billion people. So if only India decides to apply for this thing, we don't stand a chance. Huh? So now that things are not so clear, everybody's still confused. It's time to really get on track and get in. Or let's get a job, then that's what it means to get the visa. He's going for his visa application next week. So it is real. I know some people still doubting if it is or not real. It is real. Take it seriously and you just think my work out for you. Okay. Any other question? Yeah.
Yes, I have two questions.
Okay,
I saw one question. I'm almost shy. So I saw one question. In fact, there are two. What are the C's of care? And the second question, what are the values of the NHS constitution? So it's somewhere.
Okay, sorry, I didn't get the first question. What's the first question?
What are the C's of care?
The C's of care.
Yes, sir.
I think that's a bit technical. Let's Google it now. We can see what it says. Let's go back to Google and Google it. And what's the second one?
What are the values of the NHS constitution?
Is it the NHS constitution? You see kind of questions they can ask. Okay. Let me stop sharing my screen. And let us Google it and see.
I think the C's that I know.
Yeah, do you know it? If you know it, please go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm thinking, I think there's care,
okay.
There's courage, there's competence.
Good.
There's commitment, there's compassion.
There is communication.
Communication,
Good.
yes, that's the sixth one.
Okay, I have it here. Is it visible? It's here. Let me share my screen. So you see everything, most things can get them from the internet. You just Google and so thank you for mentioning that. Okay, it's good. So it means you guys are really trying to find out things yourself. So you see, the C's of the NHS England. So let's look at it. So it's there. Yes, you're right. You see it: care, compassion, What's this? I can't see this. Compassion,
Competence,
competence, communication, courage, and
courage,
commitment.
and commitment.
So please just note it down, in case it comes out. Okay. Then what's the second question again? The what again of NHS?
Values of the NHS constitution.
The components.
Yes, the values of the NHS constitution.
Values of the NHS constitution. Okay, so we have that here. Values of the NHS constitution. So everything is easy. You can always get them online. So what are the values? There are 6 values that all staff, everyone from porters, blah, 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 should know. So working together for patients, respect and dignity, commitment to quality of care, compassion, improving lives, everyone counts. So it's online. Just note it down and keep it somewhere. Okay. Okay. So I think they ask you how soon can you get to the UK if they give you a visa. Don't tell them 1 year. Just tell them as soon as you get the COS, you hope to get the visa in 2 weeks and you're ready to come as soon as possible. Just say, I'm ready to come as soon as I get the visa, COS. The moment you get the COS, visa will take about less than 2 weeks and you'll be ready to come afterwards. So that because when you're considering who wants to come quickly, who's more enthusiastic to show up. But also don't lie. So once they get the COS, hopefully within 2 weeks you get your visa and you'll be willing to come as soon as you get the visa. Just leave it that way. Understand?
Okay.
So it depends on the where the interview is. They might have specific questions. So if it's to go to people's homes, they might ask you specific things about people's homes, about cleaning, about gardening, so things like that. If it's about someone that has people that have learning disabilities, they might ask you a bit of things about learning disabilities. So try and sometimes read a little bit around the job you're applying for. You see,
it's about accident and emergency. Okay.
If accident and emergency, they can ask you tricky things like, so when it comes with bleeding, what do you do? Or they need to, so they can ask you things with trauma, around trauma, that kind of thing. So sometimes you tailor the questions that will come to the job you applied for. But the one I gave you is generally what they ask in most NHS. Yeah. So if you're doing NHS, it's likely to ask you those things very similar because it's the same job, almost similar than you're doing. But care homes can be different. So be careful of the job description and when you're going to work and read around the topic. So if it's mental health, do something around mental health. And it's somebody that is mad or crazy or schizophrenic or something, read a little bit around those movements. Just have a bit of idea. So when you're talking, you can be vibing and giving them hot information. Right? That's what I would advise. But if you know if you get an interview, you can always reach out to me and we can do a private one-on-one session just to tell you to the job description you're going for. Just discuss a few things and get you ready for it. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse
Please
me.
introduce yourself when you want to talk. You know. Wait, who is this now?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah. Who's this, please? Just introduce yourself.
It's Choma, please. Is it good to apply for this mental health something? Is it good to apply?
Anything that brings you here. Do it, unless you don't like it, unless you're afraid of them, then don't.
Okay, what of this living healthcare?
Any healthcare, just as long as they can offer you COS and the job description is something you can do. Go ahead.
I think that one is living with the patient, living in their home or something. Living in healthcare. Yes, I saw some of the job. They will say the patient will live with the client. The healthcare will live with the client. Is it good?
Well, depends on so many things. If you're married with kids, of course, that doesn't make sense. If you're single, I don't know. I think it's asking too much. It's me. What of you? The person is crazy. Well, I don't know. I mean, there are opportunities out there, so don't settle for something that's less, huh? Or make you less of a human. That would be my advice. So it depends on your circumstance, but Generally, I probably would not do something like that to go live with someone else in the house. Why would I want to do that? That was my personal opinion. Doesn't mean that's the right opinion, but that's my personal opinion. You can decide to do what you want to do because you think is best for you. Someone will say, I'll die and I die. And they'll come. It's still not wrong. It's just your opinion about it. And that's fine. But that's my own personal opinion. I probably will not take that kind of a job.
Thank you.
Actually, a lot of jobs like that, like she rightly stated. And some of them actually pay more than the other ones. But it's a thing of choice.
Yeah, it is. It's a choice.
Can, if you cannot, something else.
Yeah, it's exactly it's choice. I can't say you should go and live in. So I mean, I go wrong. I would do. The person is a crazy person.
Yeah. I have done a living care for a very long time, but it's usually not the case of mental patients. But when it has to do with mental patients, no, I can't. I think there are special people that are trained to actually do that.
Yeah,
Trained for special needs, there are special trainings for those kind of patients.
Okay, so I think it's just individualized. Whatever suits you. If you think you can do it, you think you have the capacity for that kind of life, why not? You get in here and you find your way afterwards. It's your call. It's personal. Okay.
Hello, doctor.
Hi, Esther. I think so, yeah, Esther. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Esther. Please, I would like to know if you want to apply for like a care certificate kind of course, what will it be in? Because I tried Googling and there are a lot and I don't even know the one to now say I want to do. So for this kind of job, which one will you advise?
I can always say you can get jobs without it. I've always said it. You mandatory training, you can get jobs without it. But I also say sometimes doing this might give you that edge. You have 34 applicants and you having this might just give you that extra edge. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes it does matter. You see, so it's like I always say, I think it's a choice. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, that's still fine. If you get a job, you get a job, regardless of how you do it or not. But if it's me, I will do it if I have the means to. I will pay for it and do it because it gives me that extra advantage. I will always do that. So for a choice, like I said, there are many of them online. There are thousands, I don't know, hundreds of them. I don't know. I have ones that I recommend for people. If you want that, you come to me. If you want to do your own thing, do your own thing, that's fine.
I hope it's not high because you are still trying to gather money for.
Do you know this song? Say problem not they finish. Problem not they ever finish. Money no go finish.
Okay, thank you. Because I was laughing at one guy on that. Let me just ignore that. The guy. Okay, thank you.
No worries. Any other question?
Hello. Concerning the care certificate, I'm Vincent. Concerning the care certificate, yes, I saw one Florence Academy. It's a UK certified care certificate, and I saw some basic life support, infection prevention and control, and some other courses there, which is UK certified. Do you think it's actually necessary for us to?
I will give you the same answer. You can't get a job without it. Doing it might give you the advantage. There are so many of them online. It's a choice which one you want to go for. I have a few I can recommend for people. If you want that, you come to me and we can have a discussion around it.
Because that Florence Academy is usually free. And you'll be given a certificate, and you'll be given a certificate immediately.
Go now. I say, why are you forcing me to say yes to it? I'm not correct with you. I said if you want to do it, it's okay. Just do what makes you happy and what you think is comfortable for you. If you think that's what you want to go for, that's okay. Even without it, you must still get it. And it's your call.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Vincent, sorry. Vincent, I hope I answered your question, Vincent.
Yes. Yeah.
Then just do if you think that's what is good for you, why not? Go ahead. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Hello. Hello,
Um,
doc.
yeah, who's
This
this,
job.
please?
Yes,
Your name?
Choma.
Okay,
Choma.
Chamo.
Yes, this job I applied. One of the link you gave us. Then after applying, they now replied and said that they have received my application, that I should provide this IELTS, my English proficiency test, my CV, and
I got
all
that
those.
too.
So, but I don't have IELTS. So I now replied
IELTS.
Yes. I now reply the mail and ask them if they can use NARIC evaluation in place of IELTS, But since then they have not replied, so I don't know.
Yeah, so some of them will require you to submit your IELTS from the word go. So why? Because they want to be very certain that you're ready to go when they give you the job. Because one the IELTS proves two things. One is you can speak English. The second thing is if you get a COS, you can actually go and get the visa. Because we don't want to give you a COS and do everything and realize you don't have IELTS for the visa. See that kind of thing. It's be like doesn't make sense. So these are that's why I said as soon as you can get the IELTS, but doesn't stop you from applying for jobs. Like that job now you will not get it because you don't have an IELTS. It's just as simple as that. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. In my case, I was asked to upload all of it, IELTS, driver's license, passport, everything. And I just told them, okay, I will. What I am started pursuing to write my IELTS. Because I can actually upload what I don't have. So that's why
that's okay. That's okay. Like the NHS jobs won't require you to upload anything, just submit your application as is. But then the care homes, I think they're a bit more careful. So get it as fast and as soon as you can. If you have IELTS, go write an IELTS. If you have a BSc, use NARIC, whatever it is that works for you. But get the process running. Things, markets, as in jobs are going to open pretty soon. Things will start happening pretty soon. You need to be ready for anything, please. That will be my advice, okay? Ideni Akitoye. Your hands are raised. Is it a new hand or an old hand?
Okay, good evening, doctor.
Hi, Akintoye.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Okay, so I sent something on the group now. Like follow up to what that lady, the other speaker said about them asking us to send IL and other things. So and they also said we are going to pay some fund. Can you just help us check it out and give your advice on it? Then that is one. Two, thank you for the interview questions today because I did an assessment indeed assessment asking questions that if not for so just this session today, I think there were some questions, but they asked questions like how to measure impulse, and I've never even done anything like that before, but I was able to attempt it. Then the third thing is that I received another mail that said that I should print out a form, fill it, and mail it to them. So I don't understand that.
I think I'm not sure I completely understand if this is a question, but
thank
you. So the first question you're talking about IELTS, so uploading IELTS for the job, yes? Is that the question, the first one? Hello? 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 I don't know, did anybody understand Did anybody get this first question? I lost him there for a minute. Did anybody get this question? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, did anybody get his question? I don't think I had a grasp of his question. I think the first one was about some jobs he applied for when they required IELTS and the rest. And I don't know
Yes.
so what was the question? Did you get what he was trying to ask?
No.
I think he said that they asked him to upload his IELTS results.
That is to just take, go through it on because I believe I'm not the only one that got the mail. So they ask money like that, so can just verify the stuff for us.
No, there's no need to verify anything. If you have what they want, you upload it. If you don't have it, you will not get any response. You won't get a verifiable response. It's just that simple. The same link, if you do people that have all the requirements, it's successful in your application. So if you get any bad response, it's just because you don't have everything they asked for. But don't worry, even if one job doesn't work, they will get many. Jobs will keep popping out now because most care homes have started getting their licenses, so they will get it very soon. So no, jobs will get jobs. But the problem is it's very competitive too. That's the problem. You have millions of people applying for one or two positions. So as jobs are opening up, you're getting more competition, more people are applying for the same thing. But it's persistent. Huh? It's not easy, but it's not impossible either. I didn't get the second and third question. I don't know. What was the third question you asked? The second and third one again. I think we've lost him again. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Ahmed, your hands are raised.
No, okay, I'm the one. I'm Vincent. Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a question. Okay, well, sorry for asking this question. I have an IELTS academic. And then
the IOPI and UKVI.
I have IELTS academic. And I've been hearing that it's IELTS general UKVI. Can you please shed more light on that?
IELTS is just an English test. Yeah? Many countries require it: Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and UK. But UKVI means UK visa and immigration. So the UK guys prefer the IELTS for UKVI because it's more specific to the UK. But it's the same exam, literally. So if you're paying for an IELTS, please go for IELTS for UKVI. Now, general and academic. General is just anybody can get general. General is for visas, for school, for work. But academic is very particular for doctors and nurses. You must do academic. That one is not even negotiable. You can't do general if you're coming as a doctor or a nurse. But for most HCAs, it can come in as general. If you have academic, that should suffice still. As long as it's IELTS, UKVI, academic, you got score like 6 or 7, that should still suffice.
Okay.
So you don't need to do another one. At most, if they reject it at most, you do a NARIC, because I'm sure you have a BSc or something. The worst thing that will happen is they reject it, you do a NARIC, and in 48 hours, you get your NARIC in 48 hours. So what I advise you, as a plan B backup plan, go and get your transcripts, go and get your degree certificate, go and get your letter of proficiency from your school. Keep it on the standstill. Just in case this messes up, you have a plan B for 8 hours, you get it.
NARIC.
Yeah, get your NARIC for 8 hours. But don't pay for it. Just keep all the documents you need. Keep it down. And for 8 hours, you get it in for 8 hours and still go for the visa. That will be my recommendation. But don't go and write another IELTS. If you already have IELTS for academic and UKVI academic and it's more than 6, don't write another one.
Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, Infinix Hot 10.
Yeah.
Your hands are raised. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Choice.
Toy.
I'm Choice.
Okay, Choice. I thought you said toy. Okay.
Yes. No choice. So the narrative, is it actually working? Could they accept it?
Yes, they will. It's on the website. I'm sending a link to it. It's on UK. Anything that's not on UK.gov website, don't believe it. It's there on the web. It's there. It's there. It's there. I will share it again.
So if I go to my school now and get those things, I don't need to write IELTS.
If you have BSc or Masters or PhD.
I have BSc. Oh,
Then that's all.
BSc in banking and finance.
BSc in anything.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Like I'm scared.
It's on the website.
It's like I'm
the,
kind of scared of the IELTS stuff. The talk about it, making me get scared.
It's not hard. It's not bad. You're just talking to you alone. That's what you do. Speaking, in writing, reading. People have fear when they fail. They put you on other people. Yet people are still passing it. Don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to those negative vibes. There will always be negative people around. Always, always. Even the thing you're doing now.
Someone was telling me that. Sorry, someone was telling me that I should write the academy. I shouldn't do the general, but I should do the academy.
Alex, what's your background? Are you a nurse? You said banking and finance. Do
I'm
general.
not a nurse. I'm not a nurse, yes.
Do banking and just general. Just do IELTS, UKVI, general if you want to do it. And you need 6. Just by talking to you right now, your speaking will give you 6, 7 at least. Just by speaking with you right now. You're writing and reading and speaking. Come on. You'll pass it. You'll get at least above 6. Definitely will. Just
by God's grace.
Tells me that's what you're gonna get. No, it's not. It's like it's profitable. It's not like it's something I can tell. Aside just by talking to you. So don't listen to those negative people. There will always be negative people. Always stay positive.
That's someone who wrote for like 4 times.
Stay positive. Yeah. Who's this?
Comfort.
Okay, comfort.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, I've been told that even if you don't write the IELTS now, should you get to a point where you need to switch to something that you're still going to write IELTS? That's what I got from one of the classes I'm attending. So how true is that?
I can't say I have answer to all the questions. But what I do know is what I've seen and asked questions and read and gone to the government site. If your target is to come to the UK with HCA, you need a NARIC or IELTS. When you get here and you need to pursue other dreams. You pursue it, you get the requirements and pursue those dreams. Your priority right now is getting in. So don't let those other things distract you. If you want to use NARIC, use it. Go ahead. You want to go for IELTS, go for IELTS.
Thank you.
When you get here, you find your way. You find your way. But what you want to do, you find your way. So I may not have answers to those questions. It might be true, but it may not be true. I don't know. I understand. But what I do know is what I'll say. What I don't know, I don't know.
So please, Doc, please, if I come as a health assistant, can I later be converted to nursing as a nurse?
You have to go through the process. You have to go through the process. You have to write IELTS, you have to register with NMC, you have to do CBT, you have to do OSCE. The same process every nurse. There's no cutting corners. You do everything every nurse has done, you will do the same thing. No corner, you won't cut any single corner.
And if I do those things and pass, that company can still convert me.
There are many jobs. There are many nursing jobs. Don't worry, you will get tired. There are thousands of jobs for nursing, so don't worry about that. Get your papers first. You will get the job there. Okay. Most care homes don't offer nursing job. Well, some offer nursing. Some care homes need nurses, so they can decide to. You can try to go to the NHS and leave the care homes, but get in first. That's a key thing. Get in, you find your way. Because then when you're here, you have more access to information, and you have extra money. And you find your way. But you must pass all the exams. There's no shortcut.
Okay, assuming I come as a health assistant and they give me 3 years, must I finish the 3 years before I look for another job?
The thing is, for example, if they give you 3 years and you leave within 1 year, you pay all the money they use on bringing you over. So sometimes some news agents, NHS, they sponsor your flights, your other things they sponsor. You pay everything. If you live within 2 years, I think you pay 25%. If you live in the 3rd year, you don't pay anything. The question is, why are you leaving? The UK generally pays usually uniform everywhere. So band 2, band 3, they earn the same thing no matter where you are. Maybe extra 200 or 300 pounds different. So why are you leaving? Unless you're leaving for family sake or something. Usually you don't want to live where you are. Unless it's usually for family. You see. So you can leave. Nobody's tying you down. But usually you have to pay the money they use and bring you over. But I'm telling you, when you come here for the first 6 months, 1 year, you wouldn't plan to leave because you're trying to understand the system. So living is not the first thing in your mind. First thing is stabilize, get a house, get your basic things, get some money, save some money. So at least if you spend at least a year plus in a place where you talk of moving out, if it's worth it at all. So stop thinking about that, getting a family.
Thank you.
Hello, Doc.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have instances of those that are doctors or nurses that apply for the job of this healthcare assistant or support workers, and they
Yes, my
find it
friend.
easy coming in?
My colleague.
Okay. Now
My
looking
colleague.
at one, sorry, please. Looking at one CV and seeing it there that you have MBBS or MBPhD, and you're applying for a job of healthcare assistant, and considering the gap range, as in the gap between these two jobs.
Now the question is, the thing is, I have there are doctors here working as medical support workers in the UK, full-fledged doctors. They don't have a license, and they're taking blood. All they're doing is they're working like phlebotomist, drawing blood from patients, moving around. They don't care. The system does not care. The doctor does not care. The doctor is happy, he's making some money, and he's getting experience. The system is happy, they're using you to solve their problems. So apply. There's a doctor I know on our group that has gotten an interview the next 2 weeks. So don't let anything, don't let this kind of things weigh you down. Keep applying. Keep applying while you're preparing for your PLAB or something for your GMC. If that works out faster, fine. If this works out first, you get in. I know you might feel bad, you might feel very off doing something like this is way below you, but it's always I always look at the bigger picture, not this very little inconvenience. They're all temporary inconvenience. Don't look at them. Look at yourself in 5-10 years. Look at the bigger picture. So with that in mind, you don't worry about these little things happening here. Okay. There are doctors here that came to this country and they were washing plates, doing gate man for years before they found their way. They survived. Today they're consultants. I knew at least I had lunch with 3 of them last 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. They came to this country about 15, 20 years ago. They were washing plates, doing gate man, doing crazy things. Today they are consultants. The consultant general surgeon, really, both of them. You see, so sometimes you let go of all that and just do what you need to do to survive. Okay, it's 9 p.m. now. Like I say, problem not finished, question not finished. So I think we'll end it here. If there's anything, send me a private message and I'll try to respond to them, okay? Thank you for tuning in this evening, and I wish everybody the best and hope you all get a job. I really hope you guys come here and we'll have a party here when you guys arrive. Have a good night rest. Good night.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Good night.
All right, good night.
Thank you. Good night, doctor. Good night.
Thank you.
Yeah.